session. The Honorable Rustin Davenport presiding.
Thank you. Please be seated. Good morning. For those who've been waiting, I apologize. I had two other matters to take care of at 9 o'clock, and that's why we're starting a little late for this 9 o'clock hearing. This is in State of Iowa versus Blair Greiman, Saragordo file FECR 033971. The defendant appears with his attorney, Jason Hallberg. State of Iowa appears by County Attorney Carlisle Dalen. The defendant entered a guilty plea on December 23, 2025 to the charge of, in count 1, as amended, kidnapping in the 3rd degree with sentencing enhancement, a Class C felony, violation of Iowa Code sections 710.1, 710.4, 901A.2, paren 3. The court made a specific finding that based on the defendant's statements and the plea change and the charging documents, that the offense was sexually motivated, and Iowa Code section 692A.126 applied. Sentencing was scheduled for today. A pre-sentence investigation report has been prepared. Mr. Hallberg, have you had a chance to review that with your client? Are there any changes, corrections, or objections to the pre-sentence investigation report?
No changes, Your Honor.
All right. Any legal reason why the court cannot proceed to sentencing at this time?
No, Your Honor.
All right. With that, here are the recommendations from the state.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just for the record, I have also reviewed the PSI, have no additions or corrections to that. In this matter, Your Honor, obviously this is a mandatory sentence. It's a 25-year prison term. He has to serve 85% before he's eligible for parole. Based on this charge and the forcible felony nature of it, his A felony parole that he's currently on will be revoked. As far as some other matters, there's a fine involved. That fine is $1,370 minimum fine. We are asking that that be applied but suspended due to his mandatory incarceration. A couple other matters as far as Category B, I'll just state to the court, I have no objection to waiver of Category B, again, because of his incarceration. There is restitution owing in this matter. The amount is $1,146.92. That's a little bit more than originally thought when we did the plea change, but the defense has and are aware of that, and I believe that they are in agreement with that amount. As far as the no contact order, we're asking that that be extended. As far as the situation with sex offender registry, due to the offense being sexually motivated, he will have to register for life under sex registry. A couple other matters. We do have a victim, a victim that's willing to come forward and give her feelings about what happened. Hannah Lunning, we would ask that she be able to provide a victim impact statement at the conclusion of this hearing. I think the bottom line, Your Honor, this is unfortunate. Due to extreme criminal thinking, this community is at danger, extreme danger. And I believe that this sentence provides the security that our community needs. He's going to prison. He's going to prison for a very long, extended amount of time. And I think that protects our community. And so I think that the agreement and the sentence in this matter does just that. I believe that satisfies all of the elements of this crime. It also sets forth the sentencing recommendations of the state. We would ask the court to accept the same. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Hallberg, any statement regarding the sentencing request?
Yes, Your Honor. Just for the record, there's probably no doubt in our minds that parole will be denied, but we just want to make a record that that's probably not currently under the jurisdiction of this court or a matter to be decided today, and that at some point Mr. Greiman may be eligible again for parole. Also, just I think that I will let Mr. Greiman speak for himself for his statement today, and I think that that's where we're at. I just wanted to make
region. Deluded life I have led. I am sorry to the victims and their families, and to my family and friends and neighbors, to everyone who trusted me and tried to help me. I am especially sorry to my wife. She trusted me and believed in me and moved here to make a life with me. We had begun a wonderful life together, but I ripped it away from her and have left her devastated and alone. I am so very sorry. I deserve to die in prison. I was given a second chance. So many people gave me their trust and goodwill and allowed me to prosper. I had every reason to be happy. Instead, I destroyed it all. I betrayed it and alienated every person who ever tried to help me. Every good thing God had given me, I threw back in his face. So many people have asked, how could you do such a thing, Blair? Why? I can only say that from my earliest memories, I had a predatory obsession. Whether I was born with it or developed very early, I don't know, and it doesn't matter. I knew it was wrong, and I hid it from everyone. As I grew, it grew darker and more dangerous. I was raised to believe in God, and at various times in my life I tried to turn to him and away from my evil thoughts. But I loved my sin too much, and my efforts were always half-hearted and double-minded. In my own willpower, I could never stay away from the obsessive thoughts more than a few days. In the days following this crime, I felt the overwhelming weight of everything I have destroyed. It was not until then that I finally and truly hated this thing that has caused so much suffering and sorrow to so many people. It was not until then that I turned to God in complete desperation and sincerity. In these past 9 months, Jesus Christ has made himself unmistakably real to me. He has broken the grip of the obsession that held me for 59 years. The thoughts I could never stay away from for even a few days, he has kept off of me for over 9 months and counting, without any effort of willpower on my part. There is no excuse for my behavior. I could have and should have sought help. I could have and should have made this genuine turn to the Lord long ago, before I ever hurt anyone, and before these harsh consequences became necessary. So I am now returning to prison where I clearly belong. But it will not be the same as before. There will be no more wallowing in evil thoughts. Whatever time remains will be spent walking with the Lord and serving him in whatever way I can. If anyone should hear this who still struggles with a sin, an obsession, an addiction that threatens their relationships with God, with the people they care about, I urge them to take heed, to stop being deceived, to run to the Lord with an undivided heart. If he will help someone like me, he will most certainly not turn anyone away who comes to him. And you don't have to wait until you've broken things that can't be fixed. Thank you, Your Honor.
This time, the court will hear any victim impact statements. Mr. Dalen, who is going to be coming up?
Thank you. Hannah Lunning.
Ms. Lenning, if you come up here. I have a seat right up here. Please have a seat. At the bottom of that microphone is a button. If you could hit that to make the microphone turn on. There you go. As you read your statement, could you please take a pause and read slowly? It makes it easier on the court reporter. And for our record, would you please state your name?
Hannah Lunning.
All right. And if you move up that microphone a little closer to your mouth to make sure it moves up and down, there you go. All right. Go ahead and please read your statement.
April 30th was supposed to be just another day. I never would have expected it to be the day that changed my life. I grew up believing that something like this could never happen to me until the moment it did. And continued to have flashbacks to that day. I couldn't get the question, how far would he have taken this, out of my mind. I became terrified of being alone in public out of fear that someone might try to kidnap me again. My family and friends carried me through the weeks that followed this incident. Life seemed unbearable, but they allowed me to cry and comforted me when I needed it. They never once left my side until I felt safe. As for faith, I know the Lord was with me that day. He opened my eyes to see how the hands holding the gun were shaking, which gave me the courage to grab hold of the weapon and free myself. God rescued me then, and he surrounded me with incredible support afterward. The first person to come running as a result of my scream was my best friend's mom. She immediately held me in her arms and comforted me as I began to break down. The fact that I knew her and that she was right there when I needed her was proof that Christ had already been protecting me long before this happened. I was the victim for a reason. How far would he have gotten with someone else? For me, I knew in the moment my attempted kidnapper tried to take me that I would rather be shot dead trying to fight than abide by anything he wanted me to do. If I was given the option to go through this again or not, I would. If it weren't me, someone else would have fallen victim. No woman should have to fear for her life while in public, yet I do and others do because of men like this. I'm still the girl on April 30th at some point in every day because my mind won't let me escape it. This incident will always be a part of me, whether I want it to or not. Despite the trauma I continue to face to this day, I refuse to let this incident define me or stop me from achieving my goals. I'm a survivor, and I know what I can overcome. I graduated from the NIAC nursing program in December 2025, and I am now able to work as a registered nurse. I'm currently enrolled at the University of Iowa in the RN to BSN program with the goal of becoming a nurse practitioner. This statement is not about hatred. I am not the judge of what will happen to this man who did this. What I do feel is deep gratitude for the people who protected me that day, for those who heard my scream and came running, and for the Mason City community that came together in my moment of need. I want to especially thank the bystanders and police officers who responded that day. The bystanders helped in comforting me and served as witnesses for what I experienced. The police officers portrayed courage and quick action, which gave me security, knowing they cared about my protection. They did not hesitate to pursue the man who tried to take my life, even if that meant they were put in direct danger. Their bravery means everything to me. Finally, I agree with the sentencing recommendation presented by my attorney. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. The law of Iowa requires the court impose a sentence that will best provide for the defendant's rehabilitation, protect the community, and deter others from committing similar crimes. The court considers the defendant's age, attitude, prior criminal record, the nature of the offense, and the recommendations of the parties. In this matter, the parties have submitted a binding plea proposal for the court, which the court has accepted at the time of the entry of the guilty plea. The court finds that the goals of sentencing are sufficiently met by imposing the sentence proposed by the parties, and that will be the judgment regarding the sentencing in this matter. The defendant is sentenced to serve an indeterminate term not to exceed 25 years. This matter is subject to Iowa Code Section 901A.2, Section 3, in that he had a prior conviction for a sexually predatory offense in Saragordo County Criminal Case 14446. As a result, he will have to serve 85% of that sentence. A fine of $1,370 is imposed but suspended. Pursuant to the parties' presentation, the court finds the defendant cannot reasonably pay Category B court costs. Pecuniary damages for the benefit of crime victim restitution will be ordered in the amount of $1,146.92. A no-contact order will be extended. The defendant is advised that certain civil rights, such as the right to vote, to possess firearms, will be withdrawn. If the defendant has not otherwise done so, he shall provide a sample for DNA profiling as well as fingerprinting. Pursuant to Iowa Code Section 692A, Defendant is subject to the sex offender registry. Defendant is subject to a lifetime supervision by the Department of Corrections upon release of any sentence pursuant to the sexual nature of this offense. Mr. Dalen, before I get to rights of appeal, any other details of sentencing I need to address?
The only additional thing was the PSI indicated 901A.2 parens 8, which is that additional term of parole of 2 years.
That will be ordered also. Sir, you have the right to appeal this sentence by filing a notice of appeal within 30 days. You might be eligible for court-appointed counsel for appeal purposes. Appeal bond will be in the amount of $25,000. Court is required to state publicly that your sentence may be reduced for good conduct time, work credits, and/or program credits. You may be eligible for parole before your entire sentence is discharged. Anything further for the state?
Your Honor, this is a forcible felony. It's not bondable.
Thank you. Strike that there's no bond, appeal bond in this matter. Anything else, Mr. Dalen?
Nothing further.
All right. Mr. Hallberg, anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, everyone.